So it's been a long week for me, and I didn't have the time to quite do a review. So I thought it might be fun to go play through one of my favorite games, Slay the Spire. I've actually done a review on this one, and though I gave it a good review, I kind of ripped it up a little bit for back what it was, and people didn't like that. But ignoring that, let's dive in here, and I'll show you why I like it. Now, the first thing is I like to try to beat games on their hardest difficulty. I have a problem, I don't know why, but I like to give it a go. And so we're gonna do that today. And while it's fun to play the Silent and it's fun to play the Defect, I think honestly the best hero is the Ironclad, at least in my opinion. So we're gonna give it a go. Now, unfortunately, when you start the game the way I did, you don't get the cool little bonus that the whale will give you if you were to do this normally. And if you haven't played Slay the Spire, it's a game where your goal is to climb to the top of a tower 3 times. So this is the one part of the tower, sort of phase 1, and there's each individual encounter or room that you can progress through on your way. And the way the game works overall is it's really a deck building game. So you're trying to increase your money so you can buy new cards, as well as you'll find some at the end of every battle. And trying to maintain your life total as you go through. If it hits 0, you get to lose, and that's how it works. And each level or each phase of the tower has multiple different types of enemies that can be found within it. Like these roly-poly guys, they're super cool. You got to hit them once ahead of time, so that way they can trigger their armor effect. So if something has armor, boom, 6 damage. Out of that 9, left 3 armor. So no effect to the total health. Now, I've never actually beaten it on the level 20 Ascension, so it is very difficult. But I do enjoy that. And so this is tough. This is where you decide, like, this isn't going to kill anybody, and I'm going to take a shit ton of damage here. So just bone up a little, get him close, get him on the next turn. I'm going to take more damage than I want to. This is a kind of a bad start, but that's okay. So we get peppered a little bit, and we're going to have the same sort of situation, except for we have enough to kill everybody, not take any further damage, completing this fight on sort of floor 1. Picking up a fire potion, very, very nice to have. And this is where you start getting to the deck building element and kind of thinking about where you want to go. Rampage is fun if you have a very small deck. Anger is very fun if you have a deck that deals with multiple cards being played a turn. This one can really fill up your hand with easy 0 cost energy cards. Uppercut, I think, is probably the best card for me. It's always good to tone down the damage of a creature and to have a nice early high damage spell. So this guy, this acidic slime, is going to cast a negative effect on me. It can reduce my armor, reduce my damage. This guy's going to do a little bit of both. I'm a huge fan of just sort of getting things out of the way, but reducing his total damage could be nice. So we're going to do that. So you notice his damage went down to 7. And we're going to block the rest of it. And the thing with playing in this mode is a lot of the times you just have to do things that you wouldn't normally have to in order to just survive. You're just trying to make it to the next fight. And so sometimes taking a worse deal in the short term will help you in the long term just to see the next level, really. And there we go. Managed to get through that without too much trouble. Clash is a fun card, but it's actually only good below probably the 10 Ascension mark, wherever you get the Bane item. But we're going to give it a go anyways. We're going to try to remove a card. Changed. So onto these little question mark guys. Always enjoy removing a card from the deck, just to thin it out, like any good deck building game like Magic the Gathering. Trying to get as close to the minimal card limit is obviously much better, so you can get the cards you want earlier and quickly. Take a little bit of damage, gain some gold, that's fine. I don't think I can take on a boss just yet, so we're going to go heal. And when you're playing the lower difficulties, you actually want to fight these bosses as much as possible. And this guy's not too bad. If you play it right. Bop. Boop. 22 damage. That's pretty good. He's going to spend this turn getting angry, so no more spells. And that's okay. So unfortunately with Clash, we can't really cast it right now, so we might as well just go full damage. And the reason we can't cast it is because we have other skills. And can only be played if it's only an attack card in your hand. And these bosses, they're really good to kill and try to go out of your way if you can to defeat them, because they give you very nice little relics that end up really changing the way your character plays. Like, we only have one relic right now, and it gives us the ability to heal at the end of every combat, which is very, very valuable. We have more than enough here to finish him off. Basic arithmetic is difficult in this game, but if you have the ability to do so, math is important. And a Modified Hand could be very good, and it's kind of going to dictate which way we're going with our deck. So if you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0. That's pretty nifty. And look, we got some power cards. Whenever you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. We don't really have either of those things going on, but I like Rupture a little bit more. And we're going to heal up. And I want to heal so I can possibly take on a boss that I saw further up the way. Right there. Free Relic. Merchant removal, always 50. That's pretty good. Let's fight the boss. These guys kind of suck. This is where that previous relic would have been good, because they're going to give us a card that does disappear at the end of every fight, or every turn, when it's in your hand. It's one of these guys, where it has Ethereal, so he just poofs away. And there we go, they're just filling my deck with a bunch of garbage to help themselves not get... help them not get the cards that I want. Help them, help me get terrible cards. Words. Science, interaction. Oh, this was perfect. What's the difference? Let's just bonk you to death all the way. It's a little bit of a waste, but I'm fine with it. And yeah, these are what I was talking about, these dazed cards. Kind of just take up your hand. It's not a big problem at the moment, but eventually we'll just keep drawing a bunch of those and slowly die to that. Just being flooded with these. So and these guys are probably the worst enemy. Alright, and this is what I was talking about. We're kind of dazed a little bit here. We're not getting maximum value out of our available energy. And so we're going to get bapped a little bit. Here we go. Nice little bit of whap there. We'll get him on the next turn, which is fine. And that's everything. Here we go. Easy. I would rather defend, I think, than try to get some extra damage in with Bash. Because our health is getting a little low. And that's perfect. Yeah, this will be fine. Just play that for fun. Don't have to. Yeah, this is the problem that can happen. Like, as we start to get towards the end of this fight, we're just getting filled up with dazed cards. But here we go. This is nice. We should have him next turn one way or the other. We can just use a fire potion if we're worried. Yeah, and I'm going to take it because I don't want to eat 10 more damage. This is nice. I enjoy this. Hourglass, it lends us towards building a defensive type deck where we kill somebody slowly over time. Could be interesting. I like Wound a lot. It kind of is counterintuitive with our other card that costs 0 mana and does 14 damage, because they don't work well together because it's putting another useless card in our hand. And this guy needs every card to be an attack card. So, though I like Wound, we might not do it. Exhume's good. We can get that rare. You can tell it was rare because it had gold. And sometimes you can get rid of them to a fairy and he'll give you money back and heal you. So that's nice for an outside shot chance of getting that. Also, it's just good if we get some reusable cards that we want to use a lot. Opening up with Uppercut. It's kind of tasty. Boop. Defend ourselves a little bit. Reduces damage. And there we go. Nice and easy win there. Take the extra armor, extra damage. Ooh, healing, always good. Alright, so the cool thing about these slimes is once you do half their damage, they break in twain, which is gives you 2 enemies to fight, and they'll break once more if you've got one of the higher level slimes. I don't remember if these ones do. Again, it's been probably like half a year since I've played this. So start off with defending as much as we can, and do a little bit of damage. If I was smart, I actually would have played that in a different order. I could have gotten the 14 damage spell off. It's a problem when you go too slow. Too fast? That's pretty good. So this guy's going to break apart into 2 slimes with 21 health now. And yeah, getting that 3 damage from Mercury Hourglass is, you know, it's noticeable. It's not too bad. So we're gonna start popping this guy down. Does this give us anything? It's a free card, so put that. Bang. Get this. That gives us nothing. Bang. In the turn. So they've lowered our armor a little bit through another card to waste our time in. This guy will die at the beginning of the next turn, so I don't have to worry about him. Uppercut and kill you. And we'll call that good. And again, he's going to die from taking 3 damage from Hourglass. Heavy Blade's really fun if you're building a strength build deck. You can do insane amounts of damage. Warcry doesn't sing to me, and we've already got one of these. We'll go for it. We'll build a weird deck. And so let's go ahead and heal up before we fight the boss. Now we've got up next the boss. These come in 3 different flavors usually, but we got the Ghost of Hexley Sodomy. I'm not a huge fan of this one. Once every like couple turns, he just like brutalizes your face with some serious damage. Put a card from exhaust pile in your hand. We don't have anything in the exhaust pile. This is useless. And it'll really just sort of slam jam you. So the goal is really to try to kill him as quickly as possible before you get slowly burned to death. So yeah, you see this is an insane amount of damage to begin with. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. So we're just going to eat this one to the face, and then he'll calm down after this for the next couple rounds. If you had thorns, that would be really good because you take a lot of damage there. 6 times whatever. Let's see. Play power card. Get rid of this so we can play our Clash. Get to play this one for free. And strike. And that was all using with vulnerability on the stack, so he took 50% more damage. Beautiful. Boom. Get burned a little. Not too bad. This is a race. This is tough, especially with having burns in hand. Iron Wave, very good. Gain a little bit of armor. Do a little damage. Overall, not too bad. Still going to take some bleed over. Only have 1 armor left. Yeah, this is going to be close. This will be nice. Good chunk of damage there. Only going to take 1 back from him. There's a good chance we will succeed. There's also a high chance we will get horribly murdered next turn. Oh, God, I'm stupid. Alright, well that fucked me a little. So that interaction I wasn't expecting, because I forgot that Ascendant's Bane was in the graveyard. Look who's bad at this game. It's actually me. If we lose by 6, we'll know where that happened. Have to block one for certain. Get two in there. End up doing more damage that way. This is my least favorite boss because this usually ends up dying, especially on the hard mode that we're on. And here we go. I get to lose this game again for like the 1500th time. Normally I can make it past this guy on this difficulty, but not this time. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I might do another one of these. You let me know how you liked it, and here we are. Boop.